Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you, and have a happy Portal Day 555. So, for those who don't know, today is a portal. The Portal 555 is a code that, at least for myself, through my life, have been a code that represents manifestation, that represents to do things like make them possible to happen. So take benefit of this, the energy of this day to make it happen. And I would like to explain why today is a portal day. So so explaining what is a portal day. So a portal day is basically a day like any other. It's a normal day. It's just that the Earth is spinning. We are going around the planet, around the sun, and that's it. I'm sorry, but that's normal. So what is a portal day and why is it special? The reason why a day is special is because we people, with our consciousness, we see something weird in the numbers, and we see that, oh, this day is like a bit different. So everyone kind of thinks and see that code everywhere. So that's why everyone starts to think about this. And during this whole day, a lot of people in the planet think about that code, that number. So that's why the network is created, the consciousness is expanded, and that helps to the stream of information that helps to manifest. So it's basically a network of the thinking network, of the thinking consciousness. So it's all about codes. Yes, it's not related to the calendar, because the calendar, our calendar, is terrible. It doesn't work. Our calendar is messed up. So this calendar that we have today doesn't have any special, anything of transcendental, nothing. So that's why it's not because of the calendar, it's not because of something important in between dimensions. No, it's all about a code that we all share. So basically is like the dates that I am using, like February 2nd, 2020, and February 22, 2022. Those dates, nothing happened really, but are chosen because of the meaning of the code. And if a lot of people get together in order to connect that information, so we can create and manifest an idea. And of course, that all the information that people can say about these dates, like a new information is down from some dimension or whatever. Of course, that it works. It works because if a lot of people is thinking about the same, so that's why it can happen. So it's like killing the magic again, but let's see. I am the how do you say, the spiritual person, the most spiritual person that is less spiritual person that you can ever meet. I remember that we are in the Plexus, the solar Plexus, but I just forgot in Spanish. I just forgot what was the topic for today. So I was just saying that people knows me as the rememberer, but the people that really knows me, they know that I am much more closer to Alzheimer than than remembering. Strength. So this thing that I said about Alzheimer is just an inner joke that is related to a book that I wrote that is only in Spanish, not in English, in the RCN campus, which is the Great Heritage, and the book starts with me being old, having Alzheimer. Okay, so that's why I said it. So strength. Strength is one of the topics that is related to what is happening right now in the world. I wrote today about kind of the situations that many of us are living in the planet, and for example, related to what is happening now in Colombia, but of course is something that that is not only from that country, it's from everywhere. Of course, we have been looking into what happened in Venezuela, what happened in Chile, in Bolivia, and of course other countries in different levels, like Ecuador, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, the United States also happened something this past years, and well, France is used to do this kind of movements, but we have been watching this in the entire world, and all this chaos in Asia and Africa, and what we are looking at is at this global situation in which the systems we are using, the system that we have right now, were useful because we created them, were useful until the moment in which humanity started to go into another level of consciousness. So we started to get beyond our limits. So we are discovering right now that the systems that we have created are not the best anymore. And actually, this is a very philosophical talk or point of view, but the main reason why these things are happening in the world is because of the three main things that humans need: to sleep, to have food, and to feel safe. So these three main things are the ones that are moving all these things in the world. It's not because of a philosophical idea of transcendence. Most of the people are not thinking about ideologies, are thinking about living, surviving in the world. And when we take these concepts that people is fighting for because they want a change of the system, it's not. That's what we call populism. The populism is the one using ideologies in order to hold people into one only idea, but really it's not like that. The main thing that people needs are these three things: to feel safe, have something to eat, and where to sleep. And the systems cannot support that anymore. And that's why we are having these problems. And that's why we have to enter in these philosophical concepts that takes us to understand that the systems that we have are no longer useful for us. But this is not a discussion that you have to make with the people that is in the streets right now, because what people are protesting is about the three main needs. That's the main concept of all the movements today. So we have to rethink about this philosophy to make it practical. So of course that what we are doing here during this whole year is trying to reach philosophical concepts that can help us to understand how to act in the world, how to go into practice without being in ideologies, but just having an inner growth in order to act and to do things. So we are doing this for then became practice, to make it practice. This is not to push the people to become aware or to make the people be aware of the philosophy and so on. No, it's not that. It's about how to make the people that can think philosophically about the change, to give the tools for the people to rule their lives by themselves. That would be the main thing. So what I wanted to say about all this relation with strength is that strength is something that we have to make up, that we have to build, and it's something that makes us be strong. We don't have to wait for others to do the same. And I would say this example. The reason why we think that the world has to become aware and so on is because we are in that path. We are doing that path. That's why we believe or think that the entire world has to do the same and become aware. So I will do this example that maybe people will, some people will say, how is possible? But like some of my friends did. I don't like Beatles. The Beatles, the musicians, I don't like Beatles. I can't hear it. It's like beyond me. I can't. Sorry. But the thing is that some people that love music, that are good musicians, they push you to hear this kind of music because it's like the basements of everything. Like if you don't like Beatles, you don't like music. It's like something like that. So the idea is that some people believe that you have to love something that they love in order to be able to really love music, you know? So, but I can enjoy music even if I don't like the Beatles. Okay? So this is exactly the same that happened with people that work in consciousness. Sometimes we are willing for the people to wake up and to do exactly the same as we do in order for the world to be awakened. And it doesn't have to be like that. Simple. Most of the people are not here to wake up, are not here to do a consciousness process, to wake up the the humanity. So we don't have to push those people to become aware of the things. So think as an example of what we are doing. I'm saying that we are talking about philosophy. The thing that we are having is ideologies. So we share ideologies. I'm talking about a philosophy. It's not practical what I do, but we are willing to make this practical. So I was given the example that, for example, what usually we do, I am doing, and many politics are doing, like the populism of right and left, that or center, doesn't matter. They're all ideologies. Most of the ideologies that we have, philosophies that moved people, what they do is to explain things, but not manifest it. Like, for example, I can tell you that this is a board where you can write with some ink, that you can write something with that ink, and then you can erase it because it's waterproof. Sorry, it's water-based. So you can write whatever you want here with that kind of pens. But I am just explaining that. It's philosophy, it's an idea. The difference is if I come here and I say, look at this. And look, I erase it. So maybe the people will know that they can use this, and some of them will do the question, why can I use it, and why can I erase it? So then I explain the philosophy or the idea behind it. You think that is waterproof, blah, blah, water-made, blah, blah. So the thing is that usually populism, which is philosophies, movements made out of ideas, like us, we are doing that. I'm teaching philosophy. I'm not teaching practical things. Okay. So I'm not saying them. I'm saying I'm doing exactly the same. I'm doing this. So what we do here is to explain things that you cannot touch, that are just ideas. It's beautiful when you say it, but it's not practical. So what is the goal? The goal is to make it practical. What we are doing here, learning all these things, we are talking about this philosophy because you have done the question. So I am trying to explain the answer. But once we have the answer, then we have to go and act, put action in it, manifest it, do it. In order to what? To solve the main three problems of humanity: food, security, and a place to sleep. For the rest of humanity, all this philosophy doesn't matter. For most of humanity, these main three needs are the base of everything. So the ones that did the question needs to take this information and then to manifest it into projects, wherever they are, whatever they are. It's not about a manual. How can we do it, or where can we start, or what can we? No, each one of you has a potential inside. We are learning that you will know how to manifest it, having all this philosophy. So once you have it, you start you do it? So this is the goal of making a philosophy into action. And then people will ask how we did it. And then it starts the philosophy. So if you look backwards in history, there was no revolution in history done by philosophy. Even if the philosophers are the ones remembered because of the revolution, it's because they put it on action. But the revolutions were not done because of philosophy. Like the French Revolution. The French Revolution was not because they wanted a republic. It was because they wanted bread. They were starving. That's why it happened. And then some philosophers took the moment to say, we can do this. We can do the republic. So it's because of the three main needs that the philosophy have the opportunity to create a new way. But it's not because the people is asking for a philosophical change in life. Most of the people are waiting to survive at the end of the month. So what we have to do is that we have to awaken our own selves. We have to awaken our own potential in order to know how to manifest a new way for people to have food, for people to rest and sleep well, for people to feel safe. And then, because of that, people can start to make questions, philosophical questions. So what I really thank to the coronavirus, is that this virus is showing up all the bad things of these systems. And this is really good because it gives us an opportunity to rethink this philosophy in which we believe, in which we live in. So, this is what brings us to strength. Strength is the key to build what we have to build in these new times. When we see this, world that we have now, we usually believe that in order to change it, we need to unify our strength. Like union makes the strength. And I'm so sorry, but it's not like that. This is an old idea that was born 5,000 years ago in the age of Taurus, where you have to fight in order to have things or to win something. We usually are, in that time, 5,000 years ago, the design of the civilization were done according to the unity of people that were fighting for a territory. That's the main idea of the unity, or the union makes the strength. And that is the thing that we have been going through in all this history. and we still believe that in order to fight for something or to earn something in the future, we have to fight for it, and we need the unity for strength. We need the strength in ourselves in order to be stronger to fight. Against whom? The government or whoever. But I'm so sorry that this is not like this in the age of Aquarius. In our new time, it's not about fighting. It's not about this kind of strength. This kind of strength has come from the alpha male in the past idea, in which someone has to be strong enough in order to win a battle. This is what we have been calling the stronger wins. The law of the stronger one. So this idea of the stronger one is the one that has been designing our concept, our idea that we have to have strength together to fight against someone in order to set ourselves free. And sorry, I will kill the magic again. There is no one to fight for or to fight against with. The thing is that I will say this. Reptilian people, they all died. They don't exist anymore. Have died. Illuminati, they only existed in the 18th century. Then they became scientists and others. Freemasons, we know about them. They became politicians and universities. There is no one really controlling. So I would recommend that we stop looking for someone to blame and we start to work for ourselves. This is why we are here in the path of the I Am. There will be always someone willing to have the power over the others. And that takes us to understand the word power that I explained that today in the blog. Power comes from the word polis, that means Lord, Master. To espouse someone comes from here. What potis means? To be the Lord, the Master, the owner of something or someone. So this is, for example, when we talk about the outside, which is different. Power in the outside is related, for example, with taking away our will. Is ruling and being the master of something outside. This is when we speak about the power of politics or the power of the government. When we say that, is because a group of population gave total power to someone over the group of people to rule their destiny or to rule their will. So from spirituality, the power in the inside is about emotions, is about to rule yourself within, to rule your actions, your emotions, your mind. So when you are able to rule that by yourself, you have power inside. You have the power of yourself because you can rule yourself. That's the inside, which is different from the outside. So We spoke about this in the month of Leo, that some people used to put their power upon the other people when they don't have the power within, when they don't have the inner power inside. That's a real problem, the power. So the question is, why people give the power to others? Why we lose the power and give the power to others? Basically, the reason is because we don't have strength. So as I said, strength is not the unity of people in order to fight against someone. Strength is the construction of your own being, standing still. So let's go to strength. What is the meaning of strength? Strength comes from the Indo-European strength. That means something that is tight. Something tight. So the idea of strength is the concept of having all the things very tight one to another so they don't move. They have a very perfect structure. Strength is the origin of the word strong, of course. But the English relates also the root of this of the Spanish word with Indo-European, with derech, that means mountain. Why? A mountain is really difficult to move. It's something that is all tied together, all the rocks tied together, strength, all put together. So that's why in the old times, they used to build these constructions around the mountains so the people could feel secure inside. And they would make these towers around so the people could protect and let know the others if something wrong is happening outside. That is the origin of the word fortress. In Spanish, strength is fortaleza. And in English, we have the same word, which is fortress. The fortress is to protect. It's a structure, very rigid, that protects. And also these towers, they have what we call the forts. The fort is a place that is really strong, where you can protect the others, the people, where you can see beyond. So what this means, that strength actually means a structure of many things that are very tight and you cannot move. So how can we relate fortress, strength with the human being? Well, in order for us to become a fortress, we have to put each block, each rock, each brick in its place with the right clay to connect them, with the counterforts, with a really good basement. So we need to build a really good structure. And the way you do it is by acknowledging your roots, acknowledging where you come from, your history, working in yourself, acknowledging your attributes, your aptitudes, acknowledging every one of your emotions, of your thoughts, ideas, being aware of them, knowing how to use them in order to build something, to create something new. The self-awareness, the self-development, knowing yourself is what starts to build the fortress that I am. You know that sentence that, I don't know exactly the sentence, but this quote that people used to say, that if you want to rule a nation or rule some people, you have to erase their history, hide the history from them. So that's like that. When a person, when a group of people doesn't know their own history, doesn't know themselves, they lose all the strength. This is why each time, even more in our times, education is much more about superficial stuff, things that they are not really deep, just knowledge. Why? Because if in education we teach a person to know itself, it gains strength and discover the inner power. So it's free. So remember that there is no war that you can win putting all the people together, creating strength against someone. The only way you can really gain strength as a being is if you know yourself. When I know myself, I gain power. When I become an ignorant, I give the power to others. Okay, let's go to the alignment. The vibration for today is we. The statement for today is, I am origin of all entity. The code for today is the Antarctic Ocean. Surrounding the Antarctic continent, the great mass of cold water that flows in circles, being the foundation of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, is the Antarctic Ocean. Contained between the islands of Sandwich, Georges, Marion, Kerguelen, and the seas of Scotia and Ross, this ocean is the biggest algae and plankton producer, foundations of planetary oxygenation. Its existence originates from the expression of the octahedron geometrical pattern. Let's go to the alignment. Sit comfortable, close your eyes, and concentrate in your breathings. I become aware of the space that surrounds me, the body that I inhabit, and my own breathings. I use my imagination to see how this space around turns into a deep, black, infinite space in which I find myself levitating in the center, in the void. And softly, I start to move my body very slow, like dancing, caressing this space, the air, acknowledging it, stretching in every direction. I start to come back to myself, very soft, putting myself in the position inside of a womb, hugging my legs, perceiving me as heat. If I cannot move my legs, I just hug myself or take my hands strongly. I recognize that I am a seed of the universal tree, the tree of life, and that I have within the potential to become a new tree, a new reality. And I set the intention to grow and to become the universe. I take a deep breath and perceive a ray of light coming from the sky, surrounding all my body. And I contemplate this ray of light becoming a drop of water, a big one, that comes straight to my body. I can perceive how this drop of water goes through my crown, my third eye, my throat, my heart, and starts to be absorbed by my plexus. I can perceive the source within me, connecting me with the resonance of the entire universe, activating the energy that flows in me, expanding the abundance that I have within, recognizing in the plexus the strength of who I am. And becoming aware of this strength within, I recognize that the only way to keep it and to build it is by being responsible of each one of the aspects of my being. The strength is what builds the being that I am. Softly, I accompany the energy of my strength from the plexus to my hands, going out of my body, expanding through it in my hands, becoming the leaves. As I open my body in two, expanding my legs and arms to the sides, opening the seed like two cotyledons, letting the roots grow from my feet and the leaves in my hands. I take a deep breath as I extend my arms like branches, my fingers like leaves and flowers, and my legs to the ground like the roots of this tree that I am. And I recognize myself strong like an oak. I expand this strength through the entity that I form. We I am the origin of all entity. I am the origin of all entity. I am the origin of all entity. I have the strength in me. I have. I have. I have. I take a deep breath, and each one at its own time come back here and now. And for those who are doing the task for this month, with all this energy, I take the water and pour it on the seeds that I have sowed. Thank you everybody for being here another day. And as always, see you tomorrow at the same time.